the most popular girl on campus. Track-starred miss, I have a whole boyfriend. Miss, I'm very much straight. Kissed me, and then ghosted me. For days, girl, tell me how that even makes sense. Because I'm still trying to understand it. Hi, Yuri family. Welcome back. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Yuri. And I tell original GL stories that will stress you out and heal you at the same time. So please, like, share, and subscribe. Because this one is actually tea. And if you haven't watched part 1, go and watch it. I'm serious. Don't stress yourself, because where we are right now, you need context. So quick recap. Riley, the most popular girl on campus, track star, perfect life, perfect boyfriend, everybody's favorite, kissed me after her race. Like actually kissed me, and then ran away. And the next day, she didn't show up. No text, no explanation, nothing. So yeah, we're picking it up from there because I did not sleep. At all. Not even a little bit. And before you say anything, yes, I tried. I closed my eyes, I turned on music. I even did that thing where you pretend you are not thinking about it. That did not work. Because every single time I closed my eyes, I saw her. Riley, the kiss. The way her hand tightened just a little when I pulled back. The way she looked at me like she didn't regret it, which is crazy. Because she should.
Okay.
She absolutely should. Because Riley Carter has a boyfriend. So why did it feel like that kiss meant something? Why did it feel like, no, we are not doing that. We are not romanticizing bad decisions. We are not building castles out of one kiss. We are not, you're spiraling. Marcus. Of course it's Marcus. Because somehow at 8 in the morning, he is in my room holding bread, actual bread. Why do you have bread, I ask. Because carbs fix emotional damage, he says. Jordan is sitting on my chair like she lives here. She didn't sleep, Jordan says calmly. I can tell, Marcus replies, looking at me like I am a case study. I slept, I say. You look like you fought demons, Marcus says. I won. Barely. I grab the bread. Because unfortunately, he might be right. We are sitting in my room, emergency breakfast meeting, which I did not call. But somehow I am the main topic. Okay, Marcus says, clapping his hands once. Recap, no recap. He repeats. No recap. You kissed her. I know what happened, Marcus. I just want to hear you say it. I'm not saying it. You kissed Riley Carter. Jordan raises one eyebrow. I throw a pillow at Marcus. He dodges it. Violence will not change the facts, he says. I hate both of you. No, you don't, Jordan says. She's right. I hate that she's right. There's a pause. And then Marcus leans forward. Serious now. Did it feel like something? He asks. And that is the problem, because I could lie. I could laugh it off. I could say it was nothing. But yeah, I say quietly. It did. Marcus exhales slowly. Jordan doesn't say anything, which is worse, because Jordan only goes quiet when things are real. And then Jordan looks at me. Direct, clear. What do you want to happen next? She says. And that is the question I had been avoiding since approximately 11:45 the night before, because answering it honestly meant admitting something I was not sure I was ready to admit out loud yet. I don't know, I said, which was the most honest lie I had told all morning. Okay, Marcus says softly. Then what's the plan? There is no plan. That is not a plan. The plan is she has a boyfriend. Fair. The plan is it shouldn't have happened. Also fair. The plan is we move on. Marcus squints at me. You're not going to move on. I am. You're literally still thinking about it. I'm not. I can see your thoughts on your face. I hate him. I really do. Okay, wait, because if you are already stressed for me, just subscribe now. Because this story, it gets worse before it gets better. I am warning you. We leave for school. I tell myself I am normal. I tell myself nothing has changed. I tell myself I am completely fine. I am lying to myself, but it is a good lie, a convincing lie, a necessary lie. And then I see her, Riley, in the corridor, walking toward me, like always, like nothing is different. Like last night didn't happen. My heart betrays me immediately. Just no loyalty, no discipline, nothing. Marcus sees her too. Oh, he says under his breath. Jordan goes still beside me. And me? I freeze. Right there. In the middle of the hallway, people moving around us, noise everywhere, and suddenly, it's just her. And me. She looks up, sees me, and for a moment, everything stops. Full eye contact. 1 second, 2, 3, and I swear there is something there. Something real. Something. And then she looks away. Just looks away. Like I am nothing. Like she didn't kiss me. Like I imagined it. Like I am irrelevant. And she keeps walking past me like I am a stranger. And I just stand there in the middle of the corridor with people brushing past me like I am not breaking a little. Right there. In public. You okay? Marcus asks quietly. I nod. Too fast. Too easy. Yeah, I say. Jordan looks at me. Long, careful. She doesn't believe me. Of course she doesn't. Because you guys, that moment, that specific moment was worse than the kiss. Because at least the kiss told me something real. This told me she had decided to pretend. And I didn't know how to deal with that. What Imani did not know, what I did not know yet, is that Riley's parents had already seen the photo. The one someone posted on Instagram after the race. The one where we were talking close. Looking at each other like that. Her parents saw it. And they did not lock her up. Not yet. But they threatened to cut her allowance completely. Put a security guard to follow her everywhere. Told her to stay away from me. So in that corridor, the guard was right there. Watching. And Riley saw me. And she wanted to stop. She wanted to. But she panicked. And she walked away. I did not know any of that. I just saw her leave. And it hurt. So I made a decision. Simple, clean, safe. I was going to act like it meant nothing too. I was going to match her energy. I was going to move on. That night, Marcus called at 10. So, are we moving on? I thought about the corridor. The look that closed like a door. The way she kept walking. Yes, I said. And do we believe that? A long pause. We're working on it, I said. Marcus was quiet. Then, she looked back, he said. I went still. What? When she passed us. After she kept walking. When she was far enough that she thought nobody was watching. Marcus! She looked back, Imani. I sat with that. For a long time. That doesn't change anything, I said. I know, Marcus said. It doesn't mean anything. I know. I'm still moving on. I know. Marcus. Yeah. Why did you tell me that? A pause. Then, because you deserve to know that you are not imaginary, he said quietly. Whatever this is, you are not imaginary to her. And I thought you should know that. I held the phone, looked at my sketchbook, the one with her face in it, that I was pretending I had not made. Good night, Marcus, I said. Good night, bestie. I put the phone down, picked up the sketchbook, opened it to her face, and thought about looking back, and how it changed nothing, and how it changed everything, and how tomorrow I was going to be fine. Starting then, just not tonight, I told myself I was fine, and for a few hours I actually believed it. Because after that corridor moment, after she looked at me and walked past like I was nobody, I just switched off. Like, okay, cool, we're doing this. We're pretending nothing happened? Fine, I can pretend too. I can act. I'm very good at acting. So I went to class, answered questions, laughed at things that were not funny, even made a joke at some point. Don't ask me what I said. I don't remember. I was just performing. And the craziest part? It worked. People believed me. You're okay, Marcus said later, not asking, just observing. I'm fine. He looked at me, long, then nodded slowly. Okay. That okay? He did not believe me at all. Jordan didn't say anything, which is worse. Because Jordan only goes quiet when she knows something is wrong. And she's waiting for you to admit it. I was not admitting anything. The day kept moving. Like nothing had happened. Like my life was not slightly collapsing. Like I did not get kissed and then erased. And then I saw her again, not alone, with him. Jake. You guys. I was not prepared for that, like at all. Because in my head, I don't know. I thought maybe things were weird for her too. Maybe she was confused. Maybe she needed space. Maybe no. She was fine. Very fine. They were walking together, like normal, his arm around her. She was laughing at something he said. like actually laughing, like nothing had happened, like there was no kiss, like there was no me. Okay, this is where I was supposed to be strong. This is where I was supposed to say, of course. What did you expect? This is reality. So explain to me why it hurt. Not loud, not dramatic, just sharp, quiet. Like something settled in my chest and refused to move. I didn't stop. I didn't stare. I didn't make a scene. I just walked past them, like they were strangers. Like I was unbothered, like I didn't feel anything. I was fine. I was not fine. I got back to my room, closed the door, sat on my bed, and for a while I just sat there, doing nothing, thinking nothing, feeling everything. And then I cried. Not dramatic crying, not loud. No tears running everywhere, just quiet, steady. The kind that comes when something you were hoping for stops feeling possible. I don't even know what I was hoping for, I said out loud. Because at this point, let's be honest. What was I expecting? That she would suddenly, what? Change? Leave her boyfriend? Choose me? I knew what she was. I knew what I was getting into. I knew this was messy. And I still let myself feel it. That was my mistake. I wiped my face, took a deep breath, opened my sketchbook, and then closed it because I did not want to draw her. Not today. And that's when I decided. Not loud, not dramatic, just clear. I'm done. I said it like it would fix everything, like saying it would make it true. I am genuinely done because she made her choice. She walked away, twice, once after the kiss, and again in that corridor. And I deserve better than someone who can look me in the eye and pretend I don't exist. The next morning, Marcus showed up with a list. An actual written list. What is that? I said. Your healing era plan. My what? Step 1, new playlist. Marcus. Step 2, new sketchbook. I have a sketchbook, a new one. Fresh pages, no feelings on them. That is not how. Step 3, we go out Saturday and you remember you are that girl. I am not that girl, Imani. Marcus, you are that girl. I grabbed the list, read it, gave it back. This is actually quite thorough, I said. I know, he said. I made it at 2 a.m. For me? For you. I looked at him, at his nails, his earrings, his expression that was trying very hard to be casual and was not casual at all. Thank you, I said quietly. He waved his hand. Obviously, he said. Jordan from the doorway, she's still going to think about her. Jordan, Marcus started. I'm just being accurate. We are in the healing era. She drew her last night. I looked at Jordan. How do you know that? Because you always draw when you are trying not to feel something. I hate how well they know me. The healing era is still happening, Marcus said firmly. The healing era is happening, I confirmed. Good, he said. Starting now. I said, now, he agreed. Campus was buzzing by Thursday. Riley and Jake broke up. Instagram stories, group chats, people speculating everywhere. Apparently she ended it. I heard he was devastated. Something happened at the race. Wait, did you see that photo? And then someone found it. The photo from the race, background shot, Riley and Imani talking after the race. Close, intense. The way they were looking at each other visible. Campus lost its mind quietly. Wait, is Riley Carter? Who is that girl? She just broke up with Jake and now this. Marcus showed me his phone at breakfast. So, I saw. And nothing, Marcus. Imani. She broke up with her boyfriend. That doesn't change what she did in that corridor. Marcus was quiet. Fair, he said. But his eyes said, this is not over. And Riley saw the post and did not deny it. Did not comment. Did not delete anything. Just let it exist. The first public thing she had ever passively chosen. I did not know that yet. I just saw the photo and felt something I was not supposed to feel and closed the app and told myself I was done. My phone buzzed. Jordan, you okay? I stared at it for a long time, then typed, yeah. 3 dots appeared, then liar. I smiled just a little and typed again, yeah. She sent a black heart emoji, and for some reason, that was enough. I lay back on my bed, staring at the ceiling, telling myself I was done, telling myself I meant it, telling myself I was moving on. And maybe, just maybe, I almost believed it. After that whole I'm done speech I gave myself, life did not pause for me, unfortunately. Because the next morning, Marcus showed up again, with more food. This time, noodles. I didn't even ask questions. I just opened the door and said, "Come in." Because clearly, this is my life now, a public support center. Jordan was already there. Of course she was, sitting on my chair like she pays rent. "Good morning," she said. Too calm, too normal. I don't trust calm people. "Is it?" I asked. Marcus walked in, dropped the noodles on my table like a nurse delivering medicine. "Today," he said, "we begin." I blinked. "Begin what?" He turned to me slowly. "Serious. Too serious. Your healing era. Girl." "Marcus, no. Marcus, yes. I'm fine. You cried yesterday. Betrayal." I turned to Jordan. "You told him?" "You were crying on the phone," she said. I was breathing loudly, with tears. "Wow. Support system. Love that. I'm fine," I repeated. "You're not fine," Marcus said. "And that's okay." "Okay, wait. Why is he being wise? I don't like this." "So," he continued, pulling out his phone, "I made a plan." He made a plan. "Of course you did. Step 1, new playlist. No. Marcus, you cannot be crying to the same songs." "Okay, that's actually valid. But still." "Step 2, new sketchbook." I frowned. "Why?" "Because every page in your current one is giving her. Rude, accurate, but rude." "Step 3, he said proudly. "We go out this Saturday." "No." "Yes. No. Imani. Marcus. You are going out. For what? To remember that you are that girl." I stared at him. "I am not that girl." "Imani, you are that girl." "Marcus, we are going out and you are going to look incredible and feel nothing." I blinked. "That is not how feelings work." "It works temporarily," he said. "And temporarily is enough for now. Okay?" That one hit. I didn't like that it made sense, so I didn't respond. I just ate my noodles, because priorities. And somehow I let them drag me into it. Not fully, not excited. But I didn't fight it either, because maybe, just maybe, being distracted would help. So the next few days, I stayed busy, like properly busy. I went to class. I stayed longer in the studio. I talked more, laughed more, even when I didn't feel like it. I let Marcus drag me to random things, events I would normally avoid, group hangouts, loud places, too many people, too much noise. And for a while, it worked. Like actually, I was okay. Not fully, not completely, but enough to get through the day. I stopped looking for her. I stopped checking my phone. I stopped expecting anything. Wednesday evening, campus cafe, my corner table, because some things you just go back to. Sketchbook open, oat milk coffee, Marcus telling a story about something that happened in his seminar. And I was genuinely laughing, like actually laughing. And I thought, okay, maybe this is what moving on feels like. Maybe, "Oh," Marcus said very quietly. "One syllable. I knew that syllable. I have been trained by that syllable." "What?" I said. "Nothing." "Marcus, nothing, Imani, just..." "What?" Jordan very calmly. "Riley just walked in." "Of course she did. Of course." I did not turn around. I am very proud of this. I picked up my coffee, took a sip, looked at my sketchbook. "She went to the counter," Jordan said. "Jordan, I do not need a live update." "She looks tired," Jordan said. I looked up. I hate myself. I looked. And Jordan was right. Riley looked different. Not bad, just tired. Like she had also not been sleeping, like she had also been carrying something nobody else could see. Something in my chest did the thing I told it not to do. I looked back at my sketchbook. "I didn't see anything," I said. Marcus and Jordan said nothing, which meant they saw everything. She left without looking over, and I sat there with my coffee and my fresh sketchbook and told myself, still moving on, still doing that, absolutely still doing that. Later, Jordan found me in the studio. I was sketching, or pretending to. Same thing. She didn't say anything at first, just sat down beside me, quiet. "You're doing well," she said after a while. I laughed. "Am I?" "You're trying." I nodded, because that's the truth. I am trying. "You're not moving on," she added. "Okay, rude, I am. You're being brave about it." Pause. "That's different." I didn't respond, because again, she's right, and I hate when she's right. Because the truth is, I wasn't over it. I just learned how to carry it better, how to laugh with it, how to function with it. But it was still there, quiet, waiting. And the worst part, I still hadn't heard from her. Not a text, not a message, nothing. And I told myself that was a good thing. That distance would help. That space would fix everything. But sometimes, late at night, when everything was quiet, I would still think about that moment, that kiss, that look. And I would have to remind myself, you're done. You said you're done. Act like it. And most days, I did. But something in me, just a small part, was still waiting, and I didn't like that, not one bit. After all my I'm done energy, life said, okay, let's test that properly. It started with Jordan, which should have been my first warning, because Jordan does not move randomly, ever. Nothing good ever starts on a Tuesday. Tuesdays are for lectures you forgot about when you left your umbrella at home. Tuesdays are not for whatever this was. Imani, she said casually, I need your help. I looked at her. Suspicious. With what? There's an installation set up in the sports complex. Why me? Because you're good. Flattery. I don't trust it. Why the sports complex? Art goes everywhere, Imani. That sentence did not make sense. At all. But she said it with confidence. And for some reason, I followed her. I showed the conversation to Marcus on the way there. He read it, handed my phone back. Go, he said. Marcus, just go, Imani. You know something. I support the arts. Marcus, I genuinely love art, Imani. You once told me art was just feelings on paper. I have grown. I stared at him. His nails were immaculate. His expression was completely neutral, which meant he was absolutely hiding something. Just go ahead, Jordan said when we got there. I'll meet you, girl. Jordan, Imani. This is already suspicious. It's not suspicious. It is suspicious. Just go. I should have left. I should have turned around. I should have listened to my spirit. But no. I walked in, and then I saw her, Riley, standing there, alone. In the locker room. No installation, no project, no reason. Just her, girl. I turned immediately, because absolutely not. We are not doing this. We are not reopening wounds. We are not... Jordan, no answer. I pulled out my phone. Called her. Straight to voicemail. Excuse me? I called Marcus. Straight to voicemail, you guys. 2 people. 2 voicemails. At the same time. Which meant they had planned this. Which meant they had both turned their phones off simultaneously. Which meant this was a coordinated operation. A whole entire coordinated operation? These 2 people are criminals. Please don't go. I paused. Just for a second, and I hate that I paused. Because now I have to deal with this. I turned back slowly, looked at her. Really looked. And yeah, she looked nervous. Riley Carter. Nervous. Riley Carter who runs toward finish lines while entire stadiums scream her name. Riley Carter who walks into rooms like she was invited by the room itself. Nervous. And yet, there she was. Hands not quite still. Eyes doing something complicated. You have about 2 minutes, I said, to say something that makes sense. Okay. Starting now. She took a breath, like she was preparing. And suddenly, this didn't feel like a joke anymore. My parents saw the photo, she said. Pause. What photo? And then it clicked. The race, I said. She nodded. They didn't lock me up yet, she continued, but they started watching me. Watching? They threatened my allowance. They checked my phone every night. What? And there was a guard. A guard? In the corridor, she said quietly. He was right there. Everything in me went still. I saw you, she said, and I wanted to stop. I wanted to talk to you, but he was watching, and anything I did would have gone straight back to them. Silence. Real silence. I was scared of Imani. Her voice softer now. Not of you. Pause. Never of you. That line did something to me. I didn't like that it did something to me. You could have texted, I said, because I needed something. Anything. They check my phone every night. Oh, I know it's not enough, she added quickly. I know it doesn't fix anything, but it wasn't a choice. None of that was a choice. I looked at her, trying to process everything, because this whole time I thought she chose to walk away. I cried, I said quietly. Why did I say that? She closed her eyes. Just for a second, I know. I decided to stop liking you. She opened her eyes, looked at me. Did it work? I paused. No. And she almost smiled just a little, me neither. Okay, what are we doing? Why is this soft? I broke up with him, she said. Right. Jake? He deserved the truth, she continued. So I told him. Told him what? She looked at me. Steady, honest. That I realized I'm attracted to girls, that I have been probably for longer than I let myself know, that I like Jake, genuinely. But I didn't love him, and he deserved someone who would. I blinked. Processing. How did he take it? Better than I expected, she said. He told me to choose myself. Jake? Character development. There was a pause, not awkward, just full. How long have you liked me? I asked. She didn't even hesitate. Before the project. I froze. I used to watch you in the cafe, she said, with your sketchbook, your oat milk coffee. You never looked up for anyone. And I kept thinking, she smiled slightly, what would it take for her to look up? Girl, Riley. I know. That is, I know. You watched me in the cafe. I know, Imani. For how long? A while, she said, which was not an answer. Which was absolutely an answer. I laughed. She laughed at the same time. Unplanned. Real. And just like that, everything felt lighter until it didn't. Because now we were standing close. Too close. I'm sorry, she said softly. For the corridor. For the silence. For making you feel like the kiss meant nothing. I looked at her. Did it mean nothing? She shook her head, slowly. It meant everything. Pause. And this time, she didn't hesitate. She stepped closer and kissed me. Not like before. Not rushed. Not confused. This one was intentional. Slow. Steady. Like she knew exactly what she was doing. Like she had decided before she walked in here. Like this was chosen. Completely chosen. And me? I didn't think. I didn't hesitate. I just kissed her back, properly this time. And for a second, everything else disappeared. When we pulled apart, neither of us went far. Her forehead almost touching mine. Both of us just there, breathing, present. Hi, she said, which was, objectively, the funniest thing she could have said in that moment. Hi, I said back, and we laughed again. Quiet this time, just between us. Until a noise outside. Oh my God. Marcus. We pulled apart immediately. I'm not crying, his voice said. He was definitely crying. Marcus, get out, I said. I'm not here, he replied. You are literally here. Jordan appeared. From nowhere. Jordan, why? We were worried. Liars. You two planned this. We support you, Marcus said. Get out. They left. Slowly. Very slowly. Marcus turned back twice. Jordan dragged him by the arm. Outside. Jordan pressed against the wall, arms crossed. Marcus wiping his face with zero embarrassment. She's crying too, Marcus whispered. I'm not crying, Jordan said. Your eyes are wet, Jordan. The air is dry. We are inside a locker room. The inside air is also dry. Marcus looked at her, looked at the door. Then quietly, we did a good thing, he said. Jordan was quiet for a moment. Then, yes, she said, we did. And inside it was just us again, quiet, real, different now. And this time, she didn't walk away. After that locker room, after everything she told me, after that kiss that actually meant something this time, I thought, okay, maybe things are finally going to make sense. Maybe we're past the confusing part. Maybe, yeah, life said no, but before that, there were 4 good days. Genuinely good days. The kind I had forgotten existed. Riley texted good morning every single day. Not long texts, just good morning. Sometimes a random fact. Sometimes a question she had been thinking about. Once, at 6:45 a.m., she sent me a photo of a cloud. Just a cloud. With the caption, found Gerald's cousin. I laughed for 4 minutes. 4 actual minutes. Marcus heard me from the hallway and knocked on my door to make sure I was okay. I was okay? I was more than okay. I was something I had not been in a long time. Day 5. Nothing. No good morning. No random fact. No cloud photos. Just silence. I checked my phone. Told myself it was early. Went to class. Checked again. Told myself she was busy. By noon, I had checked approximately 14 times. 14 times? Marcus said when I told him. I know, Imani. I know, Marcus. That is, I'm aware of how many times 14 is. He looked at his phone, then at me. She hasn't posted anything either. I wasn't checking that. He looked at me. I may have checked that, I said. Jordan called me a 2. Not a text. A call. Jordan does not call unless something is serious. Have you heard from Riley? My stomach dropped. Not today. Why? A pause. Don't panic. What happened? Someone saw, she said carefully, from the locker room. And I knew, before she said anything else. I already knew. Because what I didn't know then, what I only found out later, was that things were already getting so much worse for her. The locker room kiss didn't stay private. Of course it didn't. This is campus. Nothing stays private. Someone saw. Someone always sees. And that someone told someone else. And that someone told someone else. And before you know it, it got to the one person it should never get to. Her father. Riley told me later he didn't shout, which somehow made it worse. He just called her into his office, quiet, controlled, the kind of quiet that makes you nervous before anything even happens. Is this true? That's all he said. No anger, no emotion, just a question. And she said yes. She didn't lie. She didn't try to explain. She just said yes. And that one word changed everything. Because from that moment, her life was no longer hers. They took her phone. Immediately. No warning. No we'll talk about it. Just gone. They grounded her. Not normal grounded. Controlled. Drive her everywhere. School and back. No detours. No stopping. No seeing me. No contact. No explanation. No way to even tell me what was happening. They said it was a phase, she told me later. They said I was confused. I hate that word. Confused. Like feelings are mistakes. Like emotions are accidents. They wanted me to see a therapist, she said, to fix it, like she was broken. And then, the part that stayed with me the most. My dad said. She paused when she told me this, like she didn't even want to repeat it. He said he worked too hard for this family for me to throw it away. Girl, throw it away? Herself. Because that's what it felt like. Like they were asking her to choose, not between people, but between being herself and being who they wanted her to be. It's easy to say just choose yourself. It sounds nice. It sounds strong. It sounds like something you would post online. But when it's your family, when it's the people who raised you, when it's the people who built everything around you, it's not simple at all. And she was dealing with all of that alone. No phone, no friends, no way to reach me, just her in that room. She told me about the nights. The first night, she cried, not loud, not dramatic, just quiet, like something inside her was breaking. The second night, she didn't eat, not because she didn't want to, but because everything felt too heavy. The third night, she just stared at the ceiling. No crying, no thinking, just existing. And then, her mother came to her room, not sent by her father, on her own. She sat on the edge of Riley's bed and set a cup of tea in front of her. Quietly, without being asked, Riley looked at the cup and thought, she knows. She has always known. And the craziest part? It wasn't the drama. It wasn't the arguments. It wasn't even her dad. It was me. All I could think about was you, she told me. Not the chaos, not the pressure, just the art room. The way you look at your sketchbook like nothing else exists. The cafe, your oatmeal coffee, the locker room. The way you said didn't mean nothing. And that kiss, it meant everything. And she said that's when it hit her, properly. That this wasn't confusion. This wasn't something she could ignore. This wasn't something that would go away if she pretended hard enough. This was real. I sat there, she said, in that room. With no phone, no distractions, no one telling me what to do. And for the first time, she wasn't thinking about what her parents wanted. She was thinking about what she wanted. And that is the hardest question. Because it's easy to live for other people. It's easy to follow a plan. It's easy to be who everyone expects you to be. But choosing yourself? That takes something else. I realized something, she said. And when she told me this part, I went quiet. Because I knew this was the moment everything changed. I'm not performing a life I don't want anymore. Yeah. I'm not going to live for people who love the idea of me more than they love me. That line? I felt that deep. Because how many of us are doing that? Living a version of ourselves that is easier for everyone else, but harder for us. I choose Imani, she said. And I remember when she told me that, I had to look away for a second, because that is not small. I chose you before I even got my phone back. Before she knew if I still wanted her. Before she knew if things were fixable. She chose anyway. I chose myself, she added. And that's the part that matters most. Because this wasn't just about me. This was about her finally deciding to live honestly. And that decision, she made it alone, in that room, in the dark. And nobody could take that from her. Not her dad, not the pressure, not the fear. And somewhere across campus, I was opening a fresh sketchbook page, telling myself I was not going to draw Riley today. And drawing her anyway, the way she had looked right after the kiss, like she had finally exhaled after holding her breath for a very long time. I stared at the sketch, closed the sketchbook. She's okay, I told myself, quietly, firmly. She is okay. And then, because I am always honest even when I do not want to be, and I am waiting. Just a small part. Still quiet. Still certain that whatever this was not finished. So after everything she went through, after the silence, the pressure, the nights that felt too long, there was one moment that changed the way she was holding it all. Her mom. And the thing is, this part hit me differently when she told me, because it wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. There was no big entrance. Her mom just came into her room. Not because her dad sent her. Not because there was a meeting. Just as a mother. She sat on the edge of her bed, and for a while she didn't say anything. She just looked at her. Really looked. And sometimes, that's worse than questions. Because when someone really sees you, you can't hide. When did you stop eating? Not are you okay? Not what's wrong. That direct, quiet knowing. I'm fine, Riley said, automatic. The kind of answer you give when you don't want to open anything up. Riley. Her mom didn't raise her voice, didn't push, just said her name. And something about the way she said it made it harder to lie. I'm fine, she repeated. And her mom just looked at her for a long second. You are not fine. No judgment, no anger, just truth. And that's when everything shifted. Because for the first time, someone wasn't trying to fix her or control her or correct her. They were just seeing her. And then her mom said something she didn't expect at all. I knew. Pause. Riley told me when she said that. She actually froze. What do you mean you knew? Her mom smiled a little. Not big, not dramatic, just soft. I've known for a while. Girl? Mothers know things, she said. Their children think they are hiding. And when Riley told me this part, I literally sat there like, so you've been suffering in silence while your mom was just there knowing? You never said anything, Riley asked. And this part mattered. I was waiting for you to be ready. Not, I didn't know how to handle it. Not, I was confused. No, she waited for her. And that's love. Because sometimes people rush you, push you, force you to explain yourself before you're even ready to understand yourself. But her mom, she gave her space. Your dad, Riley started, and her mom sighed. Small, tired, but not surprised. Your father loves you. And I remember when she told me this part, I reacted immediately because I was like, girl, this is love? But then she continued, he's scared. Okay, scared people do foolish things sometimes. And I paused when she said that because that line made sense in a way I didn't expect. Because fear doesn't always look like fear. Sometimes it looks like control. Sometimes it looks like anger. Sometimes it looks like locking your child in a life they didn't choose. He wants to send me to therapy, Riley said. I know. He thinks I'm confused. I know. And her mom didn't argue, didn't dismiss it. She just acknowledged it, because pretending it's not happening doesn't make it go away. Let me talk to him, she said. He won't listen. He will listen to me. And the confidence in that? Quiet, but strong. Like someone who already knew this wasn't over. And then, the moment. The one that stayed with me the most. Her mom said it gently. Not accusing, not demanding. Just curious. Riley didn't answer, and sometimes silence says everything. She makes you happy. Still nothing. Riley. And this time she didn't run from it. Yes, just that yes. And then she added something. Something that honestly stayed with me. She makes me feel like I can breathe. Yeah, that line, I felt that. Because it's not even about love. Not fully. It's about ease. About feeling like you don't have to perform. About feeling like you can exist without thinking about it too much. And her mom just sat there, quiet, taking it in. And then she reached for her hand, held it. Then she matters. Simple. No speech, no lecture, just that. And that's when Riley broke. Not like before. Not quiet, not controlled. She cried. Like something inside her finally had permission to come out. Not from pain, from relief. Because someone who loves her saw her and didn't look away. And you guys, that matters more than anything else. Because you can fight the world. You can deal with pressure. You can handle confusion. But when even the people who are supposed to love you don't see you, that's what breaks you. And in that moment, she wasn't alone anymore. And her mom, she stayed. Didn't rush her, didn't interrupt, just sat there holding her hand. In the small lamplight, the one that made the room feel smaller, warmer. Like when Riley was little and couldn't sleep, and her mother would sit in that same corner until everything felt okay again. She let herself be small for a minute. Just a minute. Let herself be the kid who didn't have to figure everything out tonight, who just had to breathe. And sometimes, that's all you need, someone to stay. And before she left, she said one more thing. I'll talk to your father. Not I'll try, not we'll see. I'll talk to him. And something about that made it feel possible. Not easy, but possible. Riley told me all of this weeks later, sitting in our art room, while I was pretending to sketch and actually just listening to every single word. When she finished, I didn't say anything for a moment, just looked at her. Your mom sounds incredible, I said. Riley smiled, the real one. She is, she said. She really is. And I thought about my own mom, the conversation I had with her, years ago now, the way it had gone. Not perfectly, not immediately, but eventually. And I thought, some people get lucky with who shows up for them. And some people have to wait longer than they should. And Riley had someone sitting on the edge of her bed with a small lamp on, who had been waiting the whole time, just waiting for her to be ready. And after everything, after the silence, the pressure, the nights that felt too long, that was enough. That was more than enough. So after her mom left that room, after that moment where everything softened just a little, nothing changed immediately. And that's important, because real change doesn't happen like magic. It doesn't happen overnight, especially not in families like hers. But something had shifted, quietly, because her mom meant what she said. I'll talk to your father. And she did. Now this part, I didn't see it, obviously. But when Riley told me, she told me slowly, like she was still processing it herself. And the way she described it, it wasn't a fight, which surprised me, because in my head, I imagined shouting. Arguments, doors closing. But no, it was a conversation. Long, quiet, honest. But first, you need to understand who her father is, because Riley needed me to understand that before she told me the rest. She said it almost like a warning, like she knew how it would sound. His name was David Carter, and he had built everything from nothing, not a figure of speech. The actual story. A man from a family that did not have much, who decided early that his children would have more, who worked in the specific way that people work when they are afraid that if they stop, everything stops with them. Riley had grown up watching him build things, the business, the house, the connections, the plans, always the plans, and she was part of the plan, not cruelly, not deliberately, just naturally. The way parents fold their children into their vision of the future without asking whether it is the same vision their children have. Good school, good grades, good marriage. The business associate's son had been mentioned 3 times in the last year. Not pushed, just mentioned. The way you mention something you have already decided and are waiting for everyone else to catch up to. Her dad was in his office. Same place. Same chair. Same controlled energy. The kind of place where decisions are made, and her mom walked in, sat down across from him. Not beside. Across. The position of someone who has something to say and is going to say it. And for a moment, they didn't speak, just looked at each other. Because when you've known someone that long, you don't always need words immediately. She stopped eating. That's how her mom started. Not dramatic, not emotional, just a fact. And her dad didn't respond right away. She will be fine, he said eventually. Calm, confident, like this was something that would pass. Like everything else in his life. But her mom didn't let that sit. She stopped eating, she repeated. Because she is locked in a room away from someone she loves. Pause. Does that sound fine to you? Silence. Real silence. And when Riley told me this part, she said that was the first time. Her dad didn't have an answer. Because how do you answer that? How do you justify something that looks like that? And then her mom said something else. Something Riley told me hit differently. Do you remember when she was 7 and she decided she was going to run track and you said it was too competitive, too much pressure? Her dad said nothing, and she looked at you and said, I don't want something easier. I want this. A pause. And you were at every single meet, front row, because you saw she meant it, that this was her. I had plans, he said after a while, and that right there, that's where I understood him a little. Because this wasn't just about control. It was about expectation, about everything he thought her life would be. She is not your plan, her mom said, not loudly, not aggressively, just clearly, she is your daughter. Yeah, that line lands. And for a moment, he didn't say anything. And instead, he thought,
not about business, not about reputation, about her as a child. The way she used to run to him.
The way she laughed, the way she looked at him, like he was everything. And that memory, it stayed. Because sometimes you forget the person in front of you and you only see what you want them to become. I just want her to have a good life, he said. And this time, his voice wasn't as strong, not as certain, just honest. And her mom looked at him, soft, understanding, then let her live it, simple, but not easy, because letting someone live their life means letting go of control. And that's hard, especially for someone like him. There was another pause, longer this time. And then, the girl. He said it carefully, like the word itself was something new. She loves her. Not a question, a statement. How do you know? And her mom smiled, just a little, because Riley lights up when she talks about her. Pause. The same way you used to light up when you talked about me. Okay, that line did something. Because now, this wasn't about right or wrong. It was about something he already understood. Love. And suddenly, it wasn't unfamiliar anymore. It was just different. And he went quiet for a long time. Long enough for everything to settle. Long enough for him to sit with it. Long enough to realize this wasn't something he could control. This wasn't something he could plan. This was his daughter. And she was hurting. And for the first time, he allowed himself to see that. Not as a problem to fix, but as something real. I will think about it, he said finally. And when Riley told me that, she smiled a little. Because apparently, that's how he says yes. Not directly, not emotionally, just, I will think about it. And in his world, that means I'm not fighting this anymore. Maybe not today, maybe not fully, but I'm moving. Slowly, her mom stood to leave, paused at the door. She needs her phone back, she said. Her dad was quiet for a moment. Tomorrow, he said, not tonight, but tomorrow, which was something, which was the beginning of something. Riley told me all of this a long time after, sitting in our art room, while I was pretending to sketch and actually just listening to every word. When she finished, I looked at her. Do you hate him? I asked. She thought about it, actually thought about it, which I appreciated. Because the easy answer would have been yes, or no. But Riley never gave easy answers. No, she said, I don't hate him. He hurt you? I said. He did, she agreed. He scared me. He made me feel like who I was a problem, and that stays. It doesn't just go away. She looked at her hands. But he also built his whole life trying to make mine better. Just with the wrong blueprint. She looked up. And that doesn't make what he did okay, but it makes him human. I sat with that for a long time, because that kind of grace, the kind that holds two things at once, he hurt me and I understand him. That is not easy. And Riley, who had spent 3 nights staring at a ceiling in a room she couldn't leave, was sitting across from me offering her father the grace of being human. You are kind of remarkable, I said. She looked at me. Don't. I mean it. Imani. Remarkable, I said again. She looked away, trying not to smile, failing completely. Stop, she said. Never, I said, and she laughed. The real one, in our art room, on a regular afternoon, like everything was not perfect, not completely healed, not finished. But okay, getting there, together. Because not every acceptance is loud. Some of it is quiet. Some of it is someone choosing not to push anymore. And after everything, after the pressure, the silence, the control, that small shift, it changed everything. Because now, she wasn't alone. Not really. And sometimes, that's all it takes. Just one person to stand on your side. And everything else starts to move. Slowly. But surely. After everything. after the silence, the distance, the confusion, the pain, the I'm done that I kept repeating like it would save me, life decided it was not done with me yet. The phone came back to Riley on a Tuesday. She told me the first thing she did was check the date, not her messages, not Instagram, not any of the 17 things most people check first. The date, because she had lost track in that room. Days blurring into each other the way they do when every one of them looks the same. She needed to know how much time had passed. 7 days. That was the answer. 17 missed texts from Marcus. She told me the highlights. Day 1, Riley. I know you can't reply, but we are rooting for you. All of us. Day 3. Okay, so I may have walked past twice today, not stalking, just caring. There's a difference. Day 5. Imani drew you again. Day 6, I don't know. Day 6, I am running out of ways to distract her, and Jordan is looking at me like I'm failing at my job, which honestly fair. Day 7, today is the day. I can feel it.
Come back, Riley Carter. We miss you. Riley told me she read all 17 and cried. Not from sadness, from the specific feeling of being missed by people who were not obligated to miss you, who just did. 4 texts from Jordan, all short. Day 1, take your time. Day 3, still here.
Day 5, just so you know. Day 7, whenever you're ready.
Riley said those 4 texts did something 17 couldn't. They said the thing she needed to hear more than anything. We are not going anywhere. And then she scrolled to my name. 0 texts.
She stared at that and told me, without judgment, 0 texts meant you were trying, genuinely trying, to move on, to protect yourself, and that scared me more than anything else, because it meant if I didn't come back, you actually would. I was in the studio when my phone buzzed. I had trained myself not to expect anything, but something in me just paused, and I looked. 1 message, her name, girl. I didn't open it immediately because what if it's nothing? What if it's something? What if it ruins the little piece I've managed to build? So I just stared at it for a long second. Then I opened it. Can I see you? Simple. Too simple. Like everything that happened between us could fit into 5 words. I showed Jordan. She read it, looked at me. What do you want to do? Not you should go, not ignore her. Just that. And that's why I trust her. Because she doesn't decide for me. I don't know, I said. She raised 1 eyebrow. Yes, you do. I hate when she does that. Because she's right. I do know. But first, I want you to know Riley had texted Jordan before she texted me. To make sure I was somewhere I felt safe. Before she asked. Which, when Jordan told me that later, I had to sit with it for a minute. Because that is not small. That is someone who knows you. And cares about how things land. I typed. Stopped. Deleted. Typed again. Art room. 1 hour. Sent. Before I could think about it more. Which was the right decision. Thinking about it more would have resulted in 45 minutes of talking myself out of it. And then my heart decided to start acting stupid again. You're shaking, Marcus said. When did he get here? Marcus, why are you in my room? Support, of course. She texted you, didn't she? I didn't answer. Bestie, yes, he screamed, actually screamed. I knew it, Marcus. I knew she would come back. You literally told me to move on. I knew that wouldn't work. This boy. Jordan, I knew it. Jordan nodded. Calm as always. We all knew it. I didn't know it, I said. They both looked at me. Okay, I knew it, I admitted. Marcus clapped. Growth? I hate him, but still, under all that noise, under all that chaos, I was nervous. Not excited, not happy, just nervous. Because this could fix everything. Or break it completely. And I didn't know which one I was about to walk into. I got to the art room early. Of course I did. Same place, same walls, same light through the windows. But it didn't feel the same. Because the last time we were here, everything was different. And now, this felt like a decision point. She was already there when I arrived. Which meant she had left before I even replied. Which meant she was coming regardless of what I said. Which meant this was decided before she even asked. The door opened, and she walked in, Riley. And for a second, we just stood there, looking at each other. No jokes, no teasing, just real. Hi, soft. Hi. Wow, we are so articulate. She stepped closer, slowly, like she didn't want to scare me away. I'm sorry, she said, and this time I let her say it, for the silence, for the corridor, for making you feel like you didn't matter. I swallowed, because that part hurt the most. I thought you chose to walk away, I said. I didn't. Immediate, firm. I was scared. Pause. Not of you. That again. Never of you. And this time, I believed her. She told me everything. The room, the nights. The decisions she made in the dark before she even got her phone back. All of it. I listened. The whole time. The way she used to listen to me in the art room. I chose you, she said. And I went still. I chose you before I even got my phone back. Before I knew if you would still want me. That line stays. I chose you for me, she continued. Because I deserve to live honestly. And because you showed me what that looks like. Girl, I didn't know what to say. So I didn't say anything. I just looked at her. Really looked. Not the popular girl. Not the track star. Just her. Your parents, I said finally. My mom is on my side. That made me breathe a little. My dad is trying. Trying. Not perfect. Not complete. But trying. And sometimes that's enough. And if he doesn't come around? She didn't hesitate. Then I'll deal with that. But I'm not hiding anymore. Okay. This version of her? Stronger? And I like her. I really do. I'm Imani. Yeah. I meant that kiss. Full circle. I know. And this time, no confusion, no running, no silence, just us. Slowly, she reached for my hand, and I let her. No hesitation, no overthinking. Just, yes, this. Obviously this. We sat there, beside each other, not across, beside. Like we are not opposing things, we are just two people, figuring something out, together. At some point, I picked up my sketchbook, opened it to page 4, showed her. She looked at it for a long time. You made my eyes the right color, she said quietly. Ocean blue. You remembered. I always remembered. She held it like something worth keeping. Can I have this? She said. Yes. It's attached to the sketchbook, Riley. I know. You want the whole sketchbook. Just page 4. You cannot just take page 4. You are not removing a page from my sketchbook. I will buy you a new one. Riley, Marcus will buy you one. He loves buying you sketchbooks. I looked at her. She looked back, completely serious. Completely certain, completely Riley. I carefully removed page 4, handed it to her. She took it like it was something worth keeping, which it was, Imani. Yeah, thank you for the drawing, for not giving up on me even when you were trying to. I looked at her. I wasn't giving up, I said. I was just being brave about it. There's a difference. She smiled. The real one. The one that was just for me. That had always been just for me. Even before either of us was ready to say that. Outside, Marcus was pressed against the wall. Marcus was pressed against the wall, never subtle. Jordan, he whispered loudly. Jordan said, but there, I know. Jordan there, I know Marcus. This is the best day, Marcus. Okay, I'm calm. Silence, 3 seconds. This is genuinely the best day of my entire life, he whispered. Jordan said nothing, but we heard her laugh, quiet, just to herself. The real one. Which, from Jordan, was everything. And in the art room, it was just us. Not perfect, not finished, but real and chosen. And for the first time, it felt like something that could actually work. So, this is the part where you expect me to say, everything became perfect. That once she chose me, once her parents started understanding, once everything came into the open, life just settled. Yeah, no. It didn't. And I think that's the most important part of this story, because choosing each other, that was just the beginning, not the solution. The beginning. After that day in the art room, after she held my hand like she wasn't going to let go this time, we didn't suddenly become this perfect couple. We didn't walk out into campus holding hands like a movie. We didn't announce anything. We just started. Slowly, like people who understood this mattered. And when something matters like that, you don't rush it. But 3 days later, Riley Carter walked across the campus courtyard, toward me. Not casually, not accidentally, deliberately, in front of everyone. I was at my usual spot outside, sketchbook open, oat milk coffee, Marcus beside me talking about something. Jordan across from me reading something on her phone. Completely normal morning. Until it wasn't. She's coming over, Marcus said, mid-sentence. Just stopped whatever he was saying. I know, I said. Imani. I can see her, Marcus. She is walking very deliberately. Marcus. Like she wants people to see. Marcus. I'm just observing. Riley reached the table, stopped, looked at me, like nobody else was there. Hi, she said. Hi, I said, and then she sat down, right beside me, not across, not at the end of the table, beside, close. The way she always was when it was just us. Except it was the middle of the courtyard. In front of everyone, Marcus made a sound. Jordan put her hand on his arm without looking at him. "Breathe," she said. "I'm breathing," he said. "You made a sound. It was a breathing sound. I hate them both. I love them both." And that was the moment. Not a declaration, not a speech. Just Riley sitting down beside me in the middle of the courtyard like it was the most natural thing. Because for her, it was. She had decided, and she was done doing things halfway. Campus noticed. Of course campus noticed. Campus notices everything. People talk. People always talk. The photo from the race, still circulating. Comments, group chats. Are they together? I knew something was off. That's why she broke up with Jake. And the thing is, for the first time, she didn't run from it. She didn't post a statement. She didn't deny it. She just did nothing. And that silence, it said everything. Because for someone like Riley, not denying it, that was loud. Someone posted a photo, us at the table. Riley beside me, the way she was leaning slightly in my direction, the way I was smiling at something she said. Riley saw it and commented, one word, just one. Not explained, not defended, just a black heart. That said everything without saying anything. And her father did not call, did not react. Which Riley told me later was his version of, okay, we are getting there. Marcus became a full-time commentator, so we're just letting campus think what they want. Marcus, please. I support it. Mysterious. Very brand. He was in my room almost every day, reporting updates like news. Someone in the group chat said they look good together. Why are you in those group chats? For research. Of course. Jordan. Jordan just watched, quiet, observing. But every now and then she would look at me, like she was checking something, not asking, just making sure I was okay. And I was, not perfectly, but genuinely. And that difference? That matters. The championship race was on a Friday. The big one. The one that actually mattered for her season. I was there, obviously, not hiding in the back. Not pretending I just happened to be passing through. Front section. With Jordan. With Marcus, who had somehow acquired a handmade sign. "Marcus, what is that?" Jordan said. "A sign. I can see it as a sign." "Then why are you asking? It says Riley's biggest fans with a drawing of us." "Accurate. Marcus, you drew us on a sign." I felt it captured the moment. "Jordan, is that me?" I said. "Yes. Why do I have a crown?" "Because you're the reason she is running well and I felt that deserved acknowledgement." "Marcus?" "The crown stays Imani." Jordan looked at the sign, looked at Marcus. "You are something else," she said. "Thank you," he said. "That was not a compliment. I'm choosing to receive it as one." The race was called. Riley walked to the blocks, and I watched her the way I had always watched her. Since the cafe. Since before we ever spoke. Since she was just the girl I kept looking up for. Except now, she looked for me first. Before she got into position. Before the world narrowed to just the track. She found me in the crowd and pointed. Small, subtle, just for me. "I see you. I know you're here. This one's for you." Marcus lost his mind. She pointed at TU. "I saw Marcus." "Imani," she pointed. "I have eyes." Jordan, she. "I saw," Jordan said, quietly, and she was smiling, just slightly, looking at the track. Not at us, just smiling. The gun went off, and Riley ran like she wasn't touching the ground, like she had decided to be someone who chose things, who ran toward things, not away. She crossed the finish line first. Of course she did, and the stadium lost its mind. But Riley didn't stop. She slowed, looked up, found me immediately, and ran toward me. Through the crowd, past her teammates, past her coach, straight to me, and kissed me, right there, in front of everyone. The stadium reacted the way stadiums react when something beautiful happens. Loudly, chaotically, beautifully. Marcus was screaming. I could hear him through everything. "Jordan." "I see," Jordan said. "Jordan, I see Marcus. Are you seeing this?" "I am standing right here." "Then why are you so calm?" "One of us has to be." And me, I was not thinking about any of that. I was just there, with Riley, in front of everyone. And for a moment, everything that had happened to get here, the cafe, the art room, the pencil that kept falling, the corridor, the locker room, the 7 days, page 4, all of it was worth it, obviously. She pulled back slightly, out of breath. "Hi," she said. "Hi," I said, and we laughed. The same laugh from the locker room, quiet just between us, even in all that noise. Later, Riley came back with the box, set it in front of Jordan. Jordan looked at the box, looked at Riley. "What is this?" She opened it. Sneakers. Latest release. The ones Jordan had been looking at on our phone for 3 months. Exact size, exact colorway. Sold out everywhere except one specific place Riley had clearly spent time finding. Jordan looked at the sneakers, then at Riley. How did you know? Imani told me. You didn't have to. I know, Riley. For what you did, Riley said, quietly, genuinely. The texts, the plan, the locker room. You didn't have to do any of that, and you did. And I needed you to know I don't take that for granted. Jordan looked at the sneakers, back at Riley. The expression she used when she had decided she liked someone, fully, without reservation. Don't hurt her, she said. I won't. I will find you. I know you will. Imani tells me everything that matters, Riley said, and Jordan looked at me. Something passed between us. Not words, just understanding. She looked back at Riley. Okay, she said, which meant, welcome, you are one of us now, which from Jordan was everything. Marcus was crying. Obviously, he had been crying since the race. These are beautiful, he said, looking at the sneakers. They are Jordans, I said. I know. They are still beautiful. Marcus, I cry at beautiful things, Imani. This is known information about me. You cried at a cloud last week. It was a particularly moving cloud. It looked like a rabbit, an emotional rabbit. Jordan put on the sneakers, right there. Looked down at her feet, looked up. She said, which meant, these are the best sneakers I have ever owned and I will cherish them forever. Riley looked at me. Means she loves them, I said. I gathered, Riley said. We walked back across campus as the sun went down. The 4 of us. Riley beside me. Marcus beside Jordan. Marcus still carrying the sign. Nobody questioned it. Riley's hand finding mine without either of us making it a thing. Just there. Natural. Chosen. So yeah. The most popular girl on campus. Track star. Miss I have a whole boyfriend. Miss I'm very much straight. Kiss me. And this time, she didn't run, she stayed. And I stayed too, and we stopped hiding. And somehow, that was enough. And you guys, that is the whole story. From the cafe, to the art room, to the corridor, to the locker room, to page 4, to here, she stayed. And so did I. And some things are worth every single messy, beautiful, complicated part of getting there.
And that's a wrap on today's story. I hope it got you. I hope you laughed. I hope you felt something, because that's exactly why we're here. If you're new to GL YuriTales, welcome. You found your people. We drop brand new original GL stories every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Saturday. So hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss a story. Until next time, take care of yourselves. And remember, the best love stories are always the complicated ones. See you soon.